She froze when she saw it. A Snapchat streak from her best friend, and in the background, her boyfriend's poster on the wall. The same poster hanging in his bedroom. In that instant, her stomach dropped. The woman she trusted most, the one she left alone with her son, was at her boyfriend's house. And within hours, what started as heartbreak would turn into one of the most disgustingly satisfying acts of revenge you've ever heard. If you've ever been betrayed by someone you thought you could trust, if you've ever wanted karma to hit fast, then buckle up, hit that like button, subscribe, and get ready, because this story proves that sometimes justice comes with a terrible smell. She was only 19 when it happened. Young, hopeful, and tried her best to hold her little family together. Her name? Let's call her Lena. At 18, Lena had moved to a new town, far away from the one she grew up in, away from her childhood best friends, away from a familiar. She had a 1-year-old son and a boyfriend she'd been with for nearly 6 years, Derek. He wasn't perfect, but he was her world. They'd met when she was still in high school, fallen fast, and built a life around each other. She worked long hours to support their little family, while Derek had gotten comfortable. Too comfortable. Loneliness crept in quickly after the move. Lena didn't have many friends nearby until she met Amanda. Amanda was 22, bright, bubbly, and seemed genuinely kind. The kind of girl who laughed easily, who offered to help before you even asked. When Amanda offered to babysit Lena's son while she worked, it felt like a blessing. Amanda even volunteered to drop Lena's son off at Derek's house on the days he had him. Everyone got along. Amanda, Derek, even Derek's mom. Lena thought she'd finally found balance, a friend she could trust. She had no idea she'd just invited a snake into her home. Weeks passed, then months. Amanda became a fixture in Lena's life. Babysitting, hanging out after work, talking about movies and music. Derek didn't seem to mind either. He was friendly with her, maybe too friendly, but Lena brushed it off. She wasn't the jealous type, until one night changed everything. It was Friday. The new Batman movie, the Robert Pattinson one, had just come out. Lena's son was at his grandmother's for the weekend, so Lena decided to go see it with her longtime best friend, Alan. Alan had been in her life since they were kids. No drama, no hidden motives, just solid friendship. They were sitting in the dark theater when Lena's phone buzzed. It was a Snapchat from Amanda, a streak. Nothing unusual, except for what was behind Amanda in the snap. Her eyes locked on the background. There it was, Derek's Batman poster, the exact same one that hung on his bedroom wall. For a second, she couldn't breathe. Her heart started pounding, so hard she could hear in her ears. Her mind tried to reason with her. Maybe she's just dropping off the kid? Maybe Derek's mom is there? But deep down, she knew. She opened the next snap, a blurry video of Amanda laughing, her hair falling over her shoulder, the faint sound of Derek's voice in the background. That was it. Her blood went cold. Lena whispered to Alan, "I need to go now." As soon as she stepped out of the theater, Lena started calling Derek. No answer. Called again. Nothing. She called Amanda. Straight to voicemail. Her hands shook as she hit redial. Once, twice, 3 times. Finally, Derek picked up. "Hey," he said, his voice strained. Lena didn't even let him finish. "If she's still there when I get there," she said, her voice trembling with rage. "I'm kicking her ass." Silence. Then click. He hung up. That was all the confirmation she needed. She drove back into town like her tires were on fire, every mile feeding the storm building in her chest. When she finally turned onto Derek Street, there was Amanda's little white car, parked right in his driveway. Her vision blurred. Her hands tightened on the steering wheel. She stormed up to the door, ready to confront both of them, but the house was eerily quiet. She flung open the door. Empty. No Amanda. No Derek in sight. Then she saw it. Amanda's keys on the counter. She must have locked them in her car and gotten a ride from a friend. Coward. Lena laughed, a hollow, angry sound. She wasn't getting the confrontation she wanted. But that didn't mean she wouldn't get revenge. And then, fate handed her the perfect weapon. In the corner of the room sat Derek's old, miserable-looking dog, a 22-year-old mutt who could barely move. And right next to it, a pile of dog crap on the floor. Lena stared at it. Then a slow, wicked smile crept across her face. "Oh, Amanda," she whispered. "You picked the wrong house." Lena grabbed a roll of paper towels and bent down, every movement deliberate. The smell hit her first, sour and heavy. But she didn't care. She picked up the dog poop like it was sacred ammunition, walked outside into the cool night air. Amanda's car sat there, helpless. Lena crouched down beside it, and with the calm focus of a woman possessed, she started smearing. First the driver's side door handle, then the passenger side, then the windows. Thick, brown streaks across every surface. By the time she was done, Amanda's car looked like a crime scene from a nightmare. Lena stepped back, took a deep breath, and smiled, a deep, cathartic smile that felt like freedom. The tension that had been building for hours melted into satisfaction. She dropped the paper towels, got back in her car, and drove off into the night, laughing harder than she had in months. The next morning, Lena woke up to her phone buzzing. It was Facebook. Amanda had made a post. Something along the lines of, "To whoever smeared dog poop all over my car last night, you're sick." The comment section? A battlefield of sympathy, confusion, and subtle shade. Lena scrolled through it, sipping her coffee, barely able to contain her grin. No one suspected her. No one connected the dots. And Derek? He never said a word. Not a text. Not a call. Just silence. And that silence told Lena everything she needed to know. That he was guilty, ashamed, and afraid of what else she might do. In the weeks that followed, Lena moved on. She found new friends, a better job, and eventually, someone who treated her the way she deserved. But every now and then, when she'd see Amanda's name pop up online, some motivational post about loyalty or self-love, Lena couldn't help but smirk, because Amanda would always know. She'd always remember the night she messed with the wrong woman and paid for it in the worst way imaginable. And sometimes Lena thought maybe revenge doesn't have to be violent. Sometimes it just has to stink. If that revenge made you laugh, cheer, or just feel seen, go ahead and smash that like button, because that's the kind of justice we love around here. Tell us in the comments, what's the pettiest revenge you've ever seen someone pull off? And of course, hit subscribe for more true stories of betrayal, karma, and sweet, sweet payback. Because in the end, what goes around always comes back around.